welcome to Say Less I Love You. Are you ready for some twisty fun? Let's meet our cast.
Hi, I'm Jacob Stone, CEO of Stone Hospital Group.
And I'm Nyla Thomas, the best nurse this hospital has ever seen.
Or so she'd like to think. I'm Lori, her best friend.
The name's Derek Radcliffe. I'm Jacob's incredibly handsome lawyer.
Hilda Stone, Jacob's mother.
Hey there, I'm Trixa, Jacob's first love.
Emphasis on first. Anyway, we're the cast of Say Less I Love You, Tyla Walker's brand new serial.
And now, let's start the show.
Chapter 60. Jacob. I blink, trying to focus on the masked figure looming over me. The sterile room swims in and out of view as I struggle against the lingering effects of whatever they've been pumping into me. Who the hell are you? I croak, my throat raw from the breathing tube they must have removed. The masked person tilts their head, studying me. Mr. Stone, you're in a unique situation. No damn, I spit out, tugging at the restraints that are no longer there. My wrists ache from where they bit into my skin. What kind of situation? Where am I? They sigh, the sound muffled behind their mask. It's not the best situation, I'm afraid. Anger flares in my chest, cutting through the fog in my mind. What the hell are you talking about? Stop being so damn cryptic and tell me what's going on. The masked figure takes a step back, clearly not used to being spoken to like this. Good. I may be drugged and confused, but I'm still Jacob Stone. I don't take kindly to being jerked around. Mr. Stone, please try to remain calm. Your condition is delicate. My condition? I interrupt, forcing myself to sit up despite the room spinning. The only condition I had was an allergic reaction to cayenne pepper in Nyla's apartment. The memories come flooding back, along with a fresh wave of anger and hurt. Where's Nyla? Does she know I'm here? The masked person hesitates, and that's all the answer I need. God damn it, where am I? I demand, swinging my legs over the side of the bed. My muscles protest, weak from disuse. How long have I been here? Mr. Stone, please. No, you please, I growl, gripping the edge of the bed to steady myself. Start talking, or I swear to God, I'll rip that mask off your face myself. Then I'll never be able to talk to you about the poison that's coursing through your bloodstream as we speak, he says. I stare at the masked figure, my head pounding with confusion and anger. What the hell are you talking about? Poison! The figure shifts uncomfortably. Mr. Stone, when you were brought in for your allergic reaction, certain individuals at this facility saw an opportunity. They administered the first part of a two-part poison. My fists clench, knuckles turning white. You've got to be kidding me. Who? Why? I can't disclose that information, the figure says, taking a step back. But I can tell you that once exposed to the second part, you won't survive. A cold sweat breaks out across my skin. So what? This is some kind of ransom? Blackmail? The figure nods slowly. In a manner of speaking, they need your cooperation, and they're willing to go to extreme lengths to get it. I stare at the masked figure, my mind reeling from the revelation. You're telling me I've got half a poison cocktail swimming around in my veins? That's fantastic. The figure nods, their posture tense. The second half can be administered orally or nasally. A simple smell or even a specific tone could trigger it. A tone? I bark out a laugh, the sound harsh in the room. What? Like some twisted version of Name That Tune? Precisely. A phone call with the right frequency could activate it. My hands clench into fists, nails digging into my palms. And then what? I keel over? You'd have 2 to 3 hours, give or take. Jesus Christ, I mutter, running a hand through my hair. It's greasy, matted. How long have I been here? So what's the endgame here? What do they want? The figure shifts uncomfortably. Cooperation, Mr. Stone. They need your full compliance. With what? I demand, my voice rising. What the hell could be worth all this? I'm not at liberty to disclose. Cut the nonsense! I roar, surging to my feet. My legs wobble, but I force myself to stay upright. You can't drop a bomb like this and then clam up. What do they want? The figure takes a step back, hands raised. Mr. Stone, please, I'm just the messenger. I advance on them, fury and fear battling for dominance in my chest. Then deliver a message for me. Tell your bosses they can go screw themselves. I'm not playing their sick game. You don't have a choice, the figure says softly. They've already made the first move. The implications hit me like a freight train. Nyla, my family, the company, everything I've built, everything I care about, balanced on a knife's edge. God damn it, I whisper, the fight draining out of me. I slump back onto the bed, head in my hands. What am I supposed to do? The figure's voice is almost gentle. Listen carefully, Mr. Stone, and choose your next moves very, very wisely. I glare at the masked figure, my jaw clenched tight. Why did you do this? I demand, the words scraping past my raw throat. The figure shifts, their posture tense. There's a reason, Mr. Stone. It'll be made clear to you later. Nonsense, I spit. You don't get to play games with my life without giving me something. We needed to ensure your cooperation, they say, their voice maddeningly calm. You'll get further instructions from someone in the future. I lean forward, ignoring the protest of my aching muscles. And how the hell am I supposed to know who that is? You gonna send them in a clown suit? You'll know because that person will say a code phrase, the figure explains. I think it's going to be a full moon tonight. How poetic, I sneer. What happens now? We're going to release you, Mr. Stone. The figure takes a step back. And you're not going to tell anyone about this. I bark out a laugh. You really think I'm just going to walk away and keep my mouth shut? You will if you want to live, they say, their voice hardening. We'll be watching you. If you try to find the cure or tell anyone, we'll activate the poison and move on to someone else. The threat hangs in the air between us. I feel the weight of it pressing down on my chest, making it hard to breathe. It's in your best interest to cooperate, the figure continues, or else you and those close to you will suffer. I clench my fists, rage and helplessness warring inside me. You're not going to get away with this, I growl. The figure tilts their head. We already have, Mr. Stone. The question is, what are you going to do about it?
Chapter 61. Nyla. I stand frozen in the doorway of the boardroom, my heart pounding as I take in the scene before me. Hilda, Jacob's mother, stands at the head of the table, her face a mask of cold determination. The board members sit in tense silence, their eyes darting between Hilda and Trixie, who's on her feet, hands planted firmly on the polished wood. Hilda, you can't do this, Trixie insists, her voice tight with anger. Jacob's missing, not dead. We need to focus on finding him, not replacing him. Hilda's lips curl into a sneer. Sentiment has no place in business, dear. The company must continue to function, with or without my son. I clench my fists, willing myself to speak up, to defend Jacob, but the words stick in my throat. What right do I have to be here? To challenge these powerful people? Ladies and gentlemen of the board, Hilda continues, her voice dripping with false concern. As you're aware, Jacob is currently indisposed. His whereabouts are unknown, and we cannot allow this uncertainty to jeopardize our operations. A murmur ripples through the room. I catch snippets of worried whispers. Stock prices. Media speculation. Competitors circling. Hilda raises her hand, silencing them. For the continuity of business, I propose we grant me the authority to remove Jacob from his position and appoint an interim chairman if necessary. This is insane, Trixie snaps. Jacob could walk through that door any minute. We need to. What we need, Hilda cuts her off, is stability, certainty. Something my son has failed to provide lately. I can't take it anymore. My voice comes out stronger than I expect. And you think ousting him will provide that? All eyes turn to me. Hilda's gaze is particularly venomous. Miss Thomas, this is a private meeting. Your relationship with my son does not grant you the right to be here. My relationship with Jacob isn't why I'm here, I retort, surprising myself with my boldness. I'm here because I care about this hospital, about the patients we serve. Jacob's vision is irrelevant if he's not here to implement it, Hilda finishes coldly. I watch in disbelief as the board members nod along with Hilda's proposal. My heart races, and I can't help but feel like I'm watching a train wreck in slow motion. Trixa's face contorts with frustration as she tries one last time to sway the room. Are you all seriously considering this? Trixa's voice rises, her hands gesturing wildly. Jacob's been gone for what, a day? And you're ready to throw him to the wolves? An older gentleman with salt and pepper hair leans forward. Miss Swan, while we appreciate your passion, the fact remains that we have a responsibility to our shareholders. Screw the shareholders, Trixa snaps. What about our responsibility to Jacob? Hilda's lips curl into a triumphant smirk. I believe we've heard enough, Trixa. Let's put it to a vote, shall we? My stomach churns as I watch hands rise one by one. It's unanimous. Trixa's shoulders slump in defeat, and I feel a sudden, unexpected pang of sympathy for her. Despite our differences, at least she's fighting for Jacob. I watch with growing unease as Hilda's heels click-clack against the polished floor, each step echoing through the room like a countdown to disaster. She's heading straight for a man in a suit so crisp it could cut paper. I recognize him as one of the company's top lawyers. Never a good sign. Mr. Hartley? Hilda purrs, her voice dripping with false sweetness. I believe you have the necessary paperwork? The lawyer nods, his movements as precise as a well-oiled machine. He reaches into his sleek leather briefcase, probably worth more than my monthly salary. Yes, Mrs. Stone, I've prepared the documents as requested. My stomach does a somersault. Whatever's in those papers, I'm sure it spells bad news for Jacob. I glance at Trixa, hoping to catch her eye, but she's glaring daggers at Hilda's back. God, what I wouldn't give for a strong drink right now. Hilda's triumphant smirk makes my blood boil. I step forward, my fists clenched at my sides. How can you do this? I spit out. Your son is missing and all you care about is taking his job? Hilda's eyes narrow. I'm protecting this company. Something you wouldn't understand? Protecting? I scoff. You're stabbing your own son in the back. I'm his mother, Hilda hisses. Everything I do is for Jacob's benefit. Nonsense, I snap. A real mother would be out there looking for him, not plotting a corporate takeover. Hilda's face contorts with rage. And what would you know about being a good woman? You're the reason he's in danger in the first place? Her words hit me like a slap. I stumble back, guilt twisting in my gut. That's not fair, Trixa interjects, surprising me. Nyla didn't make Jacob disappear. I glance at Trixa, momentarily stunned by her defense. Hilda rounds on her. Oh, so now you're on her side? I'm on Jacob's side, Trixa retorts, which is more than I can say for you right now. For a brief moment, Trixa and I lock eyes. There's a flicker of understanding between us, a shared frustration with the woman in front of us. This is insane, I say, shaking my head. We should be focusing on finding Jacob, not fighting over his job. For once, I agree with her, Trixa adds, crossing her arms. Hilda looks between us, her lips pressed into a thin line. You two don't get to dictate how this company is run. The board has made its decision. And what about Jacob? I demand. What happens when we find him? If, Hilda corrects coldly. If we find him. Her words hang in the air, chilling and final. And I'm sure you're just hoping that he stays gone. You selfish bitch, I snap, watching her mouth drop in shock. No amount of satisfaction reaches me, the fight draining away, replaced by a deep, gnawing worry. Where is Jacob? I thought I was getting a fake marriage, but I didn't know my story was being told by Miss Tyla.
This isn't just any fake marriage, now is it?
No, you introduced me to the devil.
Come on, girl, Jacob isn't that bad.
Oh, I love Jacob. His family, on the other hand?
Beggars can't be choosers, Nyla. You should be grateful I even let Jacob Stone look your way.
I just wanted to save my granddaddy. Is that so bad? Why couldn't you let this be a normal fake marriage? Instead, you put me in a twisty story filled with money, betrayal, power, and lies.
Let's not forget love.
That's what keeps me going. But not gonna lie, Miss Tyla. This story you got me in ain't the simple fake marriage, happy ending I thought it would be.
It's not. Because where would be the fun in that?
Treat yourself to Say Less I Love You. Tuesdays and Thursdays. New seasons premiere every month. Or skip the wait and grab the full series bundle from TylaWalker.com for 50% off. Treat yourself with Miss Tyla.
Chapter 62. Jacob. I jolt awake, my head throbbing as if I've been on a week-long bender. The leather seat beneath me creaks as I shift, trying to get my bearings. Where the hell am I? The last thing I remember is... Damn, I can't even piece it together. The car door opens and a rush of cool air hits me. "Mr. Stone, we've arrived," a gruff voice says. I stumble out, my legs wobbly beneath me. The familiar facade of Stone Hospital looms before me, its glass windows reflecting the setting sun. I blink, trying to focus. How long have I been out? "You all right, sir?" the driver asks, concern etching his features. I wave him off. "Fine, just tired." The lie tastes bitter on my tongue. As I make my way through the sliding doors, the antiseptic smell of the hospital hits me like a punch to the gut. My stomach churns, but I force myself to keep moving. I need to get to my office to figure out what the hell is going on. "Mr. Stone!" A nurse gasps, her eyes wide with surprise. "We've been so worried. Where have you been?" I plaster on a smile that feels more like a grimace. Private clinic. Nothing to worry about. She opens her mouth to say more, but I brush past her, heading for the elevators. As the doors close behind me, I lean against the wall, my breath coming in short gasps. The events of the past few days flood back. The masked figure, the poison, the threats. My heart races, panic clawing at my throat. The elevator dings and I straighten up, forcing my features into a mask of calm. As I step out onto the executive floor, my assistant Linda jumps up from her desk. "Jacob! Oh my God, you're back!" She rushes towards me, arms outstretched. I hold up a hand, stopping her in her tracks. "Not now, Linda. I need to get to my office." Her face falls, but she nods, stepping aside. As I reach for the door handle, she calls out, "Jacob, wait. There's something you should know." I push the door open, cutting her off. Whatever it is, it can wait. Right now, I need to figure out how to save my own life and protect everyone I care about in the process. I step into my office, my head still spinning from the events of the past few days. The familiar scent of leather and old books does little to calm my nerves. As I sink into my chair, the door swings open, revealing the last person I want to see right now. My mother. The Hilda Stone strides in, her heels clicking against the hardwood floor like a countdown to my doom. She's holding an envelope, and the smirk on her face tells me it's nothing good. "Jacob, darling, how nice of you to finally grace us with your presence," she says, her voice dripping with sarcasm. I lean back, trying to project an air of confidence I don't feel. "Cut the crap. What do you want?" She taps the envelope against her palm. "Oh, just a little matter of your future with this company." My stomach drops, but I keep my face neutral. And what's that supposed to mean? "It means, my dear boy, that I hold your fate in my hands." She waves the envelope. "This little letter here? It's your one-way ticket out of the boardroom. The board's given me full authority to judge whether you're fit to continue leading this company." I clench my fists under the desk. "You can't be serious." "Oh, but I am." She leans forward, her eyes gleaming. "One word from me about your mental and physical faculties, and you're out. Of course, if I choose not to hand you this letter, you keep your position. It's all up to me." The room seems to close in around me. I can feel the poison in my veins, a ticking time bomb. If I lose control of the company, I lose everything, including any chance of finding a cure. "So what's it going to be? You've always wanted control. Is this how you're going to get it?" She studies me, her gaze piercing. "That depends on you, Jacob. Are you going to be a good boy and play by my rules?" I stand up, my chair scraping against the floor. "And if I don't?" She smiles, cold and calculated. "Then I hope you're ready for early retirement." I stare at my mother, her words hanging in the air like a guillotine blade. The envelope in her hand might as well be my death warrant. My head throbs, a reminder of the poison coursing through my veins. I'm trapped, cornered like a goddamn rat. I lean back in my chair, feigning nonchalance. "Fine, do it. I'll find another way to fight back." Her eyes narrow. "Will you now? And what about dear Cornelius Rex? If I take over, he's out of the Neuromax trial, out of this hospital, no support." My blood runs cold. Nyla's grandfather. Damn. "And let's not forget Nyla's family," Mom continues, her voice dripping with venom. "Medical bills are mounting, and this hospital is covering them. But what if we weren't? I wonder how they'd fare if they suddenly found themselves bankrupt." I clench my fists, nails digging into my palms. "What do you want?" "It's simple, really." She leans forward, her eyes boring into mine like lasers. "You remain chairman, but you fulfill your duty to this family. Propose to Trixa. Marry her." The room spins, and for a second I think I might puke. My stomach churns as the weight of her words hits me. "What? You can't—" I stammer, my voice barely above a whisper. "I can, and I will." She cuts me off, her tone as sharp as a scalpel. "You don't need to love her, Jacob. Just marry her. It's a business arrangement, nothing more. You've made plenty of those in your life, haven't you?" I run a hand through my hair, tugging at the roots. This can't be happening. My mind races, searching for a way out, but I'm cornered like a rat. I close my eyes, bile rising in my throat. Nyla's face flashes in my mind, her smile, her touch, the way her eyes light up when she laughs. Damn, I can almost feel her fingers intertwined with mine. But then I see Cornelius, frail and vulnerable in his hospital bed, tubes and wires everywhere. I see Nyla's family, torn apart by financial ruin. Their home foreclosed, her siblings pulled out of school, their lives shattered because of me. The weight of it all crushes down on my chest, making it hard to breathe. How the hell did I end up here, forced to choose between the woman I love and the lives of innocent people? "Fine," I growl, the word tasting like ash in my mouth. "I'll do it." She stands, smoothing her skirt. "Excellent. I knew you'd see reason. Make sure it seems realistic. Which means you'll have to keep this arrangement a secret, and make sure that trollop of a nurse believes you really have forgotten her." I grimace but nod. It's for the best, to ensure her grandfather continues his treatment. As she turns to leave, I call out, "Why? Why Trixa?" She pauses at the door. Because she knows her place, Jacob. Unlike some people. Then she turns and walks out, like she hasn't just destroyed my one chance at happiness.
Chapter 63. Nyla. The hospital buzzes with excitement, and I can't help but feel my heart race as I overhear the news. Jacob's back. He's alive. He's okay. And he's in his office right now. The relief that washes over me is almost overwhelming. "Did you hear?" Zara rushes up to me, her eyes wide. "Jacob's here." I nod, trying to keep my composure. "Yeah, I heard." Lori joins us, a mix of concern and curiosity on her face. "What do you think happened to him?" I shrug, my mind racing with possibilities. "I don't know, but I'm just glad he's okay." "Are you going to go see him?" Zara asks, nudging me with her elbow. I glance at the clock, then at the stack of charts I still need to go through. "I can't right now. I've got patients to see." "But Nyla," Lori protests, "don't you want to know what happened?" "I do, God, I do. But I also need time to process everything. The pictures, the night they spent together. It all comes rushing back." "I'll see him later," I say, more to convince myself than them. Right now, I need to focus on work. As I dive back into my work, I can't shake the feeling that maybe, just maybe, there's still hope for Jacob and me. It won't be easy to forgive him, but perhaps it's worth a try. After all, everyone deserves a second chance, right? As my shift winds down, a buzz of excitement ripples through the hospital corridors. The overhead speakers crackle to life, and a cheerful voice announces, "Attention all staff, we're throwing an impromptu celebration for Mr. Stone's return. Join us in the main lobby at 7 p.m. sharp." My heart skips a beat. This is it, my chance to make things right with him. I hurry to the locker room, fumbling with my scrubs as I change into a simple black dress I keep for emergencies. Lori catches me as I'm touching up my makeup. "Whoa, girl, you clean up nice," she whistles. "Going to the party?" I nod, trying to keep my nerves in check. "Yeah, I figured. You know, it's a big deal that he's back." Lori raises an eyebrow. "Uh-huh. And it has nothing to do with wanting to talk to him?" "Maybe," I admit, heat rising to my face. I've been thinking, I might have been too harsh. Everyone deserves a second chance, right? "Even after the whole Trixa thing?" Lori asks, her tone gentle but probing. I take a deep breath. "Yeah, even after that. I mean, I did almost kill him with cayenne pepper. We're kind of even." Lori laughs, shaking her head. "Only you could make attempted murder sound romantic. Just be careful, okay?" "I will," I promise, giving her a quick hug before heading out. The lobby is already packed when I arrive, a sea of doctors, nurses, and staff mingling over drinks and hors d'oeuvres. My eyes scan the crowd, searching for Jacob's familiar face. That's when I spot him, looking dashing in a crisp suit, surrounded by well-wishers. My heart races with anticipation. I smooth my dress, my eyes fixed on Jacob as he takes the stage. The room falls silent, all attention on him. I try to catch his eye, offering a small smile, but he doesn't look my way. Instead, his gaze locks onto Trixa, who stands near the front of the crowd. My stomach twists as I watch him descend the stairs, moving towards her with purpose. "What's he doing?" Lori whispers beside me, but I can't answer. My throat's too tight. Jacob reaches Trixa, and time seems to slow. My heart pounds so loudly I'm sure everyone can hear it. He takes her hand, his fingers entwining with hers, and I feel my world tilt on its axis as he drops to one knee. The room collectively gasps, and I'm frozen in place, unable to look away from the scene unfolding before me. Trixa. His voice carries through the hushed room, strong and clear, filled with an emotion I've never heard from him before. I know we've had our ups and downs, but I can't imagine my life without you. You're the missing piece I've been searching for. He pauses, and I see him reach into his pocket. A small velvet box appears in his hand, and he opens it to reveal a sparkling diamond ring. Will you marry me? I can't breathe. The air in the room feels thick, suffocating. My fingers dig into my palms, nails biting into flesh as I wait for Trixa's response. How did I not see this coming? The signs were there, but I'd been too caught up in my own fantasies to notice. Now, reality crashes down around me, leaving me reeling. The gasp that escapes my lips is drowned out by the collective inhale of the crowd. Trixa's eyes widen, her mouth falling open in shock. For a moment, I dare to hope she'll say no. But then her face splits into a radiant smile. Yes, she exclaims, pulling Jacob to his feet. Yes, of course I'll marry you. The room erupts in cheers and applause, but I can't hear them over the roaring in my ears. My vision blurs and I realize I'm crying. Nyla, Lori's voice seems to come from far away. Nyla, are you okay? I can't answer. I can't breathe. I lean against the wall, struggling to catch my breath. How could I have been so stupid? How could I have thought there was still a chance for us? The world I'd imagined, the future I'd hoped for with Jacob, shatters around me. And as I slide to the floor, my head in my hands, I wonder how I'll ever pick up the pieces. My chest feels like it's caving in, each breath a struggle against the weight of my broken dreams. I can still hear the muffled sounds of the party inside, their laughter, a cruel reminder of what I've lost. How could I have been so blind? I wrap my arms around myself, trying to hold it together, but I'm falling apart at the seams. God, I'm such an idiot. I should have known better than to hope, to dream, to believe that Jacob could ever choose me.
You think you can catch me? You think you can tame me?
Oh, I know I can. And you know it too, baby.
I gotta tell you, you're not the first to try.
But don't worry, baby. I'll be the last.
With sass like that, maybe I'll be the one that needs to tame you.
Let's cut to the chase, big boy. What you selling me?
Your appetite is big AF. I have just the thing that'll satisfy you.
Oh, really? And what's that?
Over 120 hours of romance audiobooks. Brought to you by Tyla Walker Romances in the Big AF Audio Bundle.
120 hours? That sounds amazing.
Your knees won't work afterwards if I do my job right.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Well, I can keep this promise. Because these audiobooks are unabridged with all the spicy scenes that will make you put your earbuds on. You know, Tyla can get freaky because she marked the bundle down by 69% for a limited time.
I can't wait to take this bundle for a ride.
Visit TylaWalker.com and get this audio bundle. Just don't start listening if you're going to be cooking dinner. Because you might just forget to feed your family.
TylaWalker.com. Escape your life with Tyla.
Chapter 64. Jacob. I stand there, my arm around Trix's waist, feeling like a puppet on strings. The room spins with congratulations and cheers, but all I can focus on is the weight of the ring on Trix's finger. It's not supposed to be there. It's not her I want. Jacob, darling, I'm so happy! Trixa gushes, her lips brushing my cheek. I force a smile. Me too, sweetheart. My father claps me on the back. Well done, son. You've made the right choice. Right choice? If only he knew. I scan the crowd, searching for Nyla. I want to talk to her, explain everything, but I can't. Not with my mother's threat hanging over my head. Julia approaches, her congratulations stilted and forced. I'm happy for you both. Her voice wavers, and I can tell she's not buying this charade for a second. I catch her eye, silently pleading for understanding. Damn, this is harder than I thought it would be. She frowns, clearly seeing through my facade. I've never been good at hiding things from her. Jacob, a soft voice interrupts. Nyla. Damn. My heart races as she stands before us, her smile not quite reaching her eyes. Those beautiful eyes that I've gotten lost in so many times. Congratulations, she says, her voice barely above a whisper. Thank you, I manage, my throat dry as sandpaper. I want to say more, to explain everything, but the words won't come. They're trapped behind the lump in my throat. Trixie tightens her grip on my arm, her nails digging into my skin. We're so glad you could be here for this special moment, she chirps, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. I resist the urge to shake her off, to run to Nyla and tell her the truth. But I can't. Not here. Not now. Not with everything at stake. Nyla nods, her gaze locked on mine. You really are meant for each other, Nyla says. I'll let the two of you catch up, Trixie says after a moment. I should really go say hello to Jonathan. With Trixie out of earshot, Nyla pulls me aside, her piercing gaze locked onto mine. I could see the wheels turning in her head, trying to decipher my thoughts. It was unnerving, the way she seemed to look right through me, like she was peeling back layers I didn't even know I had. I fought the urge to look away, determined to hold my ground against her scrutiny. The weight of her gaze crushes me. I want to tell her everything. About the poison, my mother's threats, the impossible choice. But I can't. Her life, her grandfather's life, depend on my silence. I swallow hard, steeling myself. Trix is the right choice for me, Nyla. We're compatible. She understands my world. And I don't. Nyla's voice cracks. You might think you know me, but Trixie knows how to live in this world, how to stand by my side. That's what I need. Each word feels like acid on my tongue, burning and corrosive. I want to take it all back, to tell her the truth, but I can't. I watch the light fade from Nyla's eyes, replaced by a dull acceptance that breaks my heart. It's like watching a star die, and knowing I'm the one who snuffed it out. She nods slowly, her shoulders slumping in defeat. I guess that's how it's going to be, she says, her voice barely above a whisper. I don't have to like it, but I see what you mean. The resignation in her tone cuts deeper than any knife. I clench my fists, fighting the urge to reach out and comfort her. But I can't. This is how it has to be, no matter how much it kills me inside. I'm sorry I tried to kill you, she chokes out. And I'm sorry you pitied me enough to love me, if you ever really did. I want to laugh at the absurdity of it all, but the sound dies in my throat. Nyla, But she's already walking away, her shoulders slumped in defeat. I watch her go, fighting every instinct to run after her, to explain, to beg for forgiveness. Trixie reappears at my side, her arms snaking around my waist. Everything okay, darling? I nod mechanically, unable to tear my eyes from Nyla's retreating form. Yeah, everything's fine. But it's not. It's so far from fine. I've lost her. I've lost the woman I truly love, all to protect her. The irony of it all threatens to choke me. And now I have to live with it, play the part of the happy groom-to-be. But God, the cost feels too damn high. Nyla's face, her eyes filled with hurt and betrayal, haunts me. I knock back the champagne, hoping it'll dull the ache in my chest, but it does nothing to numb the pain of what I've just thrown away.
Chapter 65. Nyla. It's my day off, but the kind of day off that feels like ashes. I have nowhere to be. The man I love is marrying someone else, and my parents just revealed that I'm adopted. I might as well go up to Columbia University and discover my real mom. I mean, how much worse can it get? I step onto the train, my mind a whirlwind of emotions. The doors close with a hiss, sealing me in with my tumultuous thoughts. Seeking respite from my inner turmoil, I've embarked on this impromptu excursion during my free day, hoping it might offer a welcome distraction. As the train lurches forward, I grip the pole tighter, steadying myself against the physical and emotional upheaval. Columbia University, the automated voice announces, jolting me from my reverie. I exit, my feet carrying me towards the lecture hall almost on autopilot. The campus bustles with life, students rushing past me, their laughter and chatter a stark contrast to the heaviness in my chest. I slip into the back of the auditorium, just as Dr. Kyra Knight takes the stage. My breath catches in my throat. The resemblance is uncanny. Her high cheekbones, the curve of her nose, even the way she stands. It's like looking into a mirror, only the reflection is 20 years older and infinitely more accomplished. Today, we'll be discussing the latest developments in molecular biology and their potential applications in neurodegenerative diseases. Dr. Knight begins, her voice clear and confident, commanding the attention of everyone in the room. I lean forward, my elbows resting on my knees, hanging on her every word. As she delves into complex theories and groundbreaking research, I can't help but feel a strange mix of pride and longing. Her passion for the subject is evident, her eyes lighting up as she explains intricate concepts with ease. Is this the woman who gave birth to me? The thought sends a shiver down my spine, a cocktail of emotions swirling in my gut. I try to focus on the lecture, but my mind keeps wandering, imagining what it would be like to have her knowledge, her confidence, to have her as a mother. As the lecture ends, a surge of nervous energy propels me forward. My heart pounds in my chest, each beat a thunderous reminder of the moment's gravity. I weave through the sea of departing students, my eyes fixed on Dr. Knight as she gathers her papers at the podium. "Excuse me, Dr. Knight." My voice wavers, barely audible above the din of shuffling feet and closing laptop lids. She looks up, her piercing gaze meeting mine. "Yes? How can I help you?" I swallow hard, my throat suddenly dry. "I'm sorry to bother you, but you are Kyra Knight?" A flicker of curiosity crosses her face. "I am. And you are?" "My name is Nyla Thomas," I blurt out, the words tumbling from my lips before I can second-guess myself. "And I believe you might be my mother." Dr. Knight's eyes widen, her composure faltering for a split second before she regains control. "That's quite a claim. What makes you think that?" I take a deep breath, steeling myself. "My adoptive parents are Jasmine and Jamal Thomas. They lived in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Does that mean anything to you?" Her face drops and she grips the edge of the podium. "Oh my God," she whispers, her voice barely audible. Those eyes, so similar to mine, look me up and down. "So it's true?" I ask, my heart racing. "You're my biological mother?" Dr. Knight nods slowly, her eyes never leaving my face. "Yes." The world seems to tilt on its axis, and I grab the nearest chair to steady myself. I don't know what to say." "Neither do I," Dr. Knight admits, her voice thick with emotion. "I never thought this day would come. How did you find me?" "It's a long story," I say, my mind reeling. "But I think we have a lot to talk about." Kyra's arms wrap around me, her embrace warm and tight. The scent of her perfume, a subtle mix of jasmine and vanilla, envelops me. My body trembles as emotions crash over me like waves. "Oh my God, I never thought I would see you again," Kyra exclaims, her voice cracking. "I'm so excited to meet you. Tell me everything that has happened in your life." The dam breaks. Tears stream down my face as words tumble out. It's been a lot. So much has happened. I don't even know where to start. My voice cracks, and I take a shaky breath. The emotions I've kept bottled up for years come rushing out all at once. I wipe my eyes with the back of my hand, but it's useless. The tears keep coming, hot and fast, blurring my vision. My grandfather? Well, the man I thought was my grandfather. He's dying. Rarefied neurological syndrome. Kyra's grip tightens, her fingers digging into my arms. "I'm so sorry, sweetheart," she whispers, her voice thick with emotion. I pull back, sniffling. God, I must look like a mess. "It's why I'm mixed up with this billionaire family," I say, my voice barely above a whisper. I can't believe I'm actually telling her this. They're funding research for a cure, and I got involved because I was desperate to save him, to do something, anything. I pause, swallowing hard. But now, it seems the only way I can continue keeping Grandpa on the drug is to put up with their cruelty. I explain, my voice still shaky. I want to get away from them, but I can't. They're the only ones who can help Grandpa now. The only ones who have access to Neuromax. I watch as Kyra's face changes. The happiness draining away like water down a sink. Her body goes rigid. Shoulders tensing up, and I can practically feel the worry radiating off her. It's like someone flipped a switch, turning her from carefree to anxious in the blink of an eye. I bite my lip, wondering what I've said to cause such a dramatic shift. The air between us suddenly feels thick with unspoken questions. "Did you say Neuromax? The Stone Hospital Group?" My breath catches. "Yeah, how did you?" "It's time you and I had a talk about the stones in Neuromax," Kyra says, her tone grave. The air between us changes, charged with an electricity that makes the hair on my arm stand up. Kyra's eyes, so like my own, are filled with a mixture of fear and determination. "What do you mean?" I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. Kyra glances around the now empty lecture hall, as if checking for eavesdroppers. She leans in close, her words low and urgent. "There's so much you don't know, Nyla. So much I need to tell you." My heart pounds in my chest, each beat a thunderous echo of the questions racing through my mind. What does Kyra know about the stones? About Neuromax? And how is it all connected to me?
You won't know what hit you, baby. I'm going to take you, break you, and make you mine. And when I'm done, you're...
Now hold on just a minute.
What?
I got something to say.
What's the meaning of this?
Now you may be some fine-looking white boy,
Got that right, baby. It takes hard work.
and you might got the money,
Fat stacks, baby, to spoil you with.
but that doesn't mean I'm going to give it up to you without a fight.
A fight?
You want some limp wilting flowers? Go to historical romance, baby. But you want sassy and spicy strong black queens that tame their alpha male bad boys?
I think our listeners do.
Then you go on and look at Miss Tyla's Bougie Brides and Billionaires audio bundle.
50 hours of me whispering the most romantic things in your ears. Fake marriages, alpha male billionaires, strong black women, steamy scenes that will make your eyes roll back. And everything wrapped up in a happily ever after that will put you in an afterglow.
Use code SAVE40 to get 40% off this bundle and any other digital product in Miss Tyla's store.
Unabridged and uncut.
Just like you,
You're gonna have to find out.
Tyla Walker Romances. Escape your life with sassy romance.
Chapter 66. Jacob. I sit across from Trixa, surrounded by a sea of fabric swatches and wedding magazines. The plush leather chairs in my office feel uncomfortable, a stark contrast to the excitement radiating from my fiancée. As she holds up two nearly identical shades of white, my mind wanders to a similar scene with Nyla. The memory of her laughter, so genuine and carefree, echoes in my ears. Jacob, are you even listening? Trix's sharp tone snaps me back to reality. I force a smile. Of course. Both look great. She narrows her eyes. They're completely different. This one is eggshell and this is ivory. I nod, feigning interest. Right, of course. Ivory might be better. Trixa beams, pleased with my participation. I knew you'd see it my way. Now about the centerpieces. A knock at the door interrupts her, and I silently thank whoever's on the other side. Derek pokes his head in, his usual easygoing demeanor replaced by a tense frown. Jacob, got a minute? I stand, grateful for the reprieve. Sure, Trixa, I'll be right back. We step into the hallway and Derek's worried expression deepens. We need to talk about Neuromax. My stomach drops. What's wrong now? He leans in, lowering his voice. My team's been digging, and we found something troubling. The Stone Hospital Group doesn't own 100% of the drug. I blink, processing his words. What do you mean? That's impossible. Derek shakes his head. It's true. There's another party involved, someone who holds a significant stake in Neuromax. My mind races, thinking of the implications. Who is it? That's the thing, Derek says, his voice barely above a whisper. We don't know yet, but whoever it is, they've managed to keep their involvement hidden for years. I furrow my brow, the implications of Derek's words sinking in. How can we not own all of Neuromax? Derek crosses his arms, his fingers drumming an anxious rhythm. It's complicated, Jacob. Neuromax isn't just one chemical. It's a cocktail of compounds, each with its own patent. And we don't own one of those patents? My stomach churns at the thought. Bingo. Derek nods grimly. There's a key component, the secret sauce, if you will, that belongs to someone else. I run a hand through my hair, mind racing. How the hell did we miss this? We've been developing Neuromax for years. It was buried deep. Whoever owns this piece, they're good at covering their tracks. The view of the city skyline, usually a source of pride, now feels like a taunt. This could sink us, Derek, if word gets out that we don't have full ownership. I know. Derek's voice is grim. The board will have a field day, not to mention what it could do to our stock prices. I slam my fist on the wall, the sharp pain barely registering through my anger. Who the hell owns this part of the drug, Derek? I want names, and I want them now. Derek holds up his hands, his face a mask of frustration. We're working on it, Jacob. I run a hand through my hair, pacing the length of the hall. The city sprawls below, oblivious to the storm brewing. So, what you're telling me is that Neuromax, our golden goose, is incomplete? Yes, Derek says, his voice barely above a whisper. The missing component was never provided for the final assembly. That's why the clinical trials haven't been as successful as we hoped. The realization hits me like a freight train. Jesus Christ, this is a disaster. We need to find the owner of that component and secure it. Yesterday. Agreed, Derek says, leaning forward. We need to convince them to sell it to us immediately. If we don't... I know, I cut him off. The implications too horrifying to voice. All the money we've sunk into Neuromax will be wasted. We're looking at bankruptcy. Derek's silence speaks volumes. The weight of the situation settles on my shoulders, threatening to crush me. I take a deep breath, steeling myself for the battle ahead. All right, I say, my voice low and determined. We find this mystery owner, and we make them an offer they can't refuse. Whatever it takes, Derek. Our future depends on it.
Chapter 67, Nyla. I sit across from Kyra at a small cafe table, the buzz of Columbia University students and faculty filling the air around us. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingles with the scent of warm pastries, but my stomach is too knotted to consider eating. Kyra reaches out, her hand hovering over mine before she pulls back. I've missed so much of your life, Nyla. I wish I could have been there for you. I nod, unsure how to respond. It's complicated, but right now, I need to know about your involvement with Stone Hospital Group and Neuromax. Kyra's eyes widen. Before we get into that, tell me what's going on. How are you mixed up with the Stones? I take a deep breath, steeling myself. My grandfather, Cornelius, he's sick. Rare neurological disease. Neuromax is supposed to help, but it's not working like it should. And it costs a fortune. And the Stones? Kyra prompts, leaning forward. They own the drug, the hospital, everything. I pause, the weight of recent events crushing down on me. I got involved with the Jacob Stone. We were engaged, but now... Kyra's voice is gentle, encouraging. I shake my head, fighting back tears. It fell apart. He's marrying someone else. Kyra's expression shifts, a mix of concern and something else I can't quite place. Nyla, there's something you need to know about Neuromax and the Stones. It's not what you think. What do you mean? I ask, my heart racing. Kyra leans in closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. The drug isn't complete. There's a crucial component missing, and the Stones don't own it. My mind reels. But how? They've been treating patients, including my grandfather. That's why it's not working as well as it should, Kyra explains. The missing piece? It's the key. I stare at her, stunned. You know it's incomplete? Kyra's eyes harden. It is. It's not as effective. Even if it means people like my grandfather might die, I ask, my voice cracking. Kyra reaches out, gripping my hand tightly. Nyla, it's not like that. I never thought they would use an incomplete drug, and the Stones aren't who you think they are. And neither am I. I lean back in my chair, my mind reeling from the revelations. Kyra's eyes, so like my own, watch me carefully. Honesty, Nyla, that's what matters now, she says, her voice soft but firm. The truth will set you free, even if it hurts at first. I nod, still struggling to process everything. So tell me about your history. How does it connect to all of this? Kyra takes a deep breath. Your father and we were on the verge of a breakthrough with Neuromax, but it was dangerous knowledge. That's why we had to give you up. My heart skips a beat. Wait, you were involved in creating the drug? A soft laugh escapes her lips. Baby, I was the one who helped create the key components of the drug. You helped? I lean forward, my coffee forgotten. Who was the other person? The other person who helped create it was your father. The world tilts on its axis. So you know who my father is? Where he is? Kyra nods, her expression a mix of sadness and determination. Yes, there's a reason we put you up for adoption. Your father asked us to do it. His work. It would have been impossible with a child. But after we gave you up, things fell apart. He left. Do you know who he is? I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. Yes, Kyra replies. You already know who he is? Confusion clouds my mind. What do you mean? Kyra reaches across the table, taking my hands in hers. Your father is Marcus Swan, who is on the board of the Stone Hospital Group. The air leaves my lungs in a rush. Marcus Swan, the father of the woman who stole my man, the man who was trying to tell me something on the balcony during the gala, right before he had that heart attack. He knew. He was trying to tell me. How was that possible? I stammer, my world crumbling around me. Kyra squeezes my hands. It's possible, and it's true, but all you need to know now is that you're going to get a chance to meet him again when you see him. Only he won't just be another wealthy billionaire. I nod, unsure of how to feel. He'll be my dad.
This is it, baby. This is what you can get me that'll make me happy.
You know I'll get you whatever you want. All you need to do is ask me and I'll give it to you.
This ain't just it. This is everything I could ever want.
Now I'm curious. What does a strong, sassy woman like yourself want so badly?
Baby, you know what I want?
Can't wait to hear.
The Big Baddie bundle from Tyla Walker. It has everything I need.
20 ebooks with over 1 million words of sassy romance and spice that'll keep you on your toes.
10 audiobooks containing over 60 hours of that seductive voice telling me naughty things all night long.
You don't need an audiobook for that, baby. Right here.
You may be fine and all, but no one tells it like the way Miss Tyla does. And I need her in my life.
The Big Baddie bundle is everything you need. You can get it for 80% off.
Go to TylaWalker.com to browse the bundles that earn you the best deals.
It's time you treat yourself. Because you deserve it.
Escape your life with Miss Tyla.
Chapter 68, Nyla. The elevator ride to Trix's penthouse feels like an eternity. My stomach churns with each passing floor, a potent mix of anticipation and dread. The doors slide open, revealing a hallway that screams luxury. I take a deep breath, straighten my scrubs, and march to her door. My knuckles barely graze the wood before it swings open. Trixa stands there, statuesque and stunning, in a silk robe, her perfect eyebrows arched in surprise. Nyla? She blinks, as if not quite believing her eyes. What are you doing here? I force a smile. I came to congratulate you on the engagement. Trixa's eyes narrow, searching my face for any hint of sarcasm or malice. Finding none, her shoulders relax slightly. Well, thank you. That's unexpected. Can I come in? I ask, gesturing past her. She hesitates for a moment before stepping aside. Sure, why not? Let's make this as awkward as possible. I enter her penthouse, my eyes immediately drawn to the floor-to-ceiling windows, showcasing the city skyline. It's breathtaking, and for a moment I forget why I'm here. Nice view, I murmur. It is? Trixa agrees, moving to stand beside me. Look, Nyla, I appreciate you coming here, but why are you really here? I turn to face her, studying the woman who now wears my ring. I wanted to clear the air. We're going to be seeing a lot of each other at the hospital, and I thought maybe we could try to be civil. Trixa's laugh is sharp and humorless. Civil? After everything that's happened? We're both adults, aren't we? I challenge, meeting her gaze. Besides, I think we might have more in common than you realize. She gives me a very doubtful look. We both love Jacob, I say. And you tried to defend him when Hilda was going for him at the board. That's true, she says. I appreciate you sticking up for my fiancé. Trixa's eyes soften, a hint of sympathy creeping into her expression. It must be hard for you, seeing Jacob with me now. I swallow the lump in my throat, forcing a smile. Yes, it is. But the best woman has won, hasn't she? Trixa raises an eyebrow, clearly not expecting this response. I mean, look at you, I continue, gesturing at her impeccable appearance. You're stunning, successful, and you understand Jacob's world in a way I never could. It's clear why he chose you. A smug smile tugs at Trixa's lips. Well, I suppose that's true. Jacob and I do have a lot in common. Exactly. I nod. my voice steady despite the churning in my stomach. You belong here, in this penthouse, in his life. I know my place now, and it's not with Jacob. It just wasn't meant to be. Trixa's posture relaxes, her ego clearly stroked. That's very mature of you, Nyla. I appreciate your honesty. I take a deep breath, shifting gears. Actually, there's something else I wanted to ask. Would it be all right if I paid my respects to Marcus? I know he's been unwell. Trixa's expression softens further. Of course, you can see Marcus anytime. He's been asking about you, actually. How is he doing? I ask, genuine concern in my voice. He's recovering, Trixa explains, moving to pour herself a glass of water. The heart attack was scary, but the doctors say it was likely a one-off event caused by stress. There's nothing systemic wrong with him. I nod, relief washing over me. That's good to hear. Are the doctors confident he'll make a full recovery? They are, Trixa confirms, taking a sip of her water. We have private doctors attending to him around the clock. He should be back on his feet soon, probably even better than before once he learns to manage his stress. I'm glad, I say, meaning it despite the complicated emotions swirling inside me. Marcus has always been kind to me. I'd hate to see anything happen to him. Trixa nods, her attention already drifting. She glances at her phone, fingers flying over the screen. I've got a million things to do for this wedding. The maid will show you out when you're done. Marcus is down the hall, third door on the right. I make my way through the opulent penthouse, my footsteps muffled by plush carpet. The scent of fresh flowers mingles with the sterile smell of medical equipment as I approach Marcus's room. I pause at the threshold, taking a deep breath to steady myself. The door creaks softly as I push it open. Marcus lies propped up in a hospital bed, looking smaller and more vulnerable than I've ever seen him. His eyes lock onto mine as I enter. "Can I help you?" he asks, his tone cautious. I step closer, playing along for a moment. "It's me, Nyla Thomas." "Oh, right," he says. "The woman that saved my life." He's trying to play coy, but the time for charades is done. "It's time to drop the act, Dad," I say, my voice barely above a whisper. The words hang in the air between us, heavy with years of secrets and unspoken truths. For a moment, I think he might deny it, might cling to the lie we've both been living. But then slowly, a smile spreads across his face. It's a smile I've seen in the mirror countless times, a perfect reflection of my own. "Took you long enough," he says, his eyes twinkling with a mix of pride and mischief.
Hey, fam! Wow, did you see that one coming? Could you even predict that was gonna happen? I'm telling you, the plot is getting so thick, it's got more curves than a Georgia peach in tight jeans. I can't even begin to tell you what's happening next, but you'll find out on episode 7 of Say Less I Love You. Thanks for watching.